Okay, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. This is it's afternoon for me in Douala, Cameroon. This is Maria Abanga Mark, your psychotherapist, motivational speaker, lawyer, so many things in one. And I have had this topic in my mind like since last night, and then this morning I talked with a girlfriend of mine, and I mean she's from the other spectrum, so I was really able to have much more perspective about this. And I think a lot. So yeah, I decided to do this live and on this page because this is my therapist mark page, and sometimes I can do from anywhere. Sometimes I can just do a video and upload on YouTube. But I decided to do this live because sometimes there's some people here who wouldn't go and watch my thing on YouTube, and even if I share, they might not be able to have easy access to YouTube for whatever reason. So let's go. I want to talk about relationships. I'm specialized in mental health and relational wellness, and I'm beginning to have more and more couples or individuals who come to me with their relationship challenges and issues and stuff like that. And I am not exempt. I am actually very lucky that I can just be talking about my fiascos and shenanigans as I grow. And I just released my 8th memoir, aptly titled My Musings on www.datingandrelationships.com. I might have to play a bit with the title because Amazon says that it has a URL which can be misleading. Okay, fine. So I'm going to do that. But the whole point of this book, I'm even going to share it shortly, is me doing my own inventory and even my own autopsy while I am alive, right? Like opening my soul, looking at the patterns and all of those things, and then just telling myself, okay, let this year wrap up. You're good as you are, and really, 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 really rely on God. You don't say you're relying on Him and then you're still there fooling around. I'm just like, okay, so the bottom line is some people get, and they don't want what they get or what they have. And some people want, and they never get. We say it in our slang, Getti Getti no want, wanti no get. Like, wow, you get, you no want. You get, but you no want. I was watching something on YouTube. There's this podcast I just discovered of some people there in America, and it's entitled Dear Future Wifey. And it's somebody who started it from his own soul, his own heart break, and all of those things, just trying to make sense of the whole process. And it's now in season 4, and I've just watched one episode, but I've read a lot of comments, and I've downloaded so many to watch later. And I'm like, this is how people are vulnerable. This is how people show you what they go through and what they're looking forward to, and thank you for the likes. And when we do that, then people realize how tricky this thing is. In my book, I call it tricky and murky. I'm serious about it because, yeah, there's some people who get and they don't want. And there's some people like myself right now who want and we don't get. What is it all about? Why? So I really decided to just keep going in depth and studying this whole love and all this stuff, because being a therapist is different from being, into it. And I'm not the only therapist who doesn't have a steady relationship or love life or marriage and all of those kind of things. But it doesn't mean that we are not good at our job. Maybe we are even so good to the point where I have met two people actually, and I've told them stuff about them and stuff, and they just ghosted me, like they just took off. And I think that maybe it's because I just read too fast. So maybe that's one of the disadvantages of my skills, my profession, and all of those kind of things. But I don't know. Some people get and they don't want. And I'm working with a couple client right now, trying to help them to really realize that what they got is so precious. They shouldn't let it to crumble. They've struggled, they've managed for several years, and now they've come for professional help. But they should really be all in and not give up and not be fed up with one another, because they might not meet another character or another person like themselves who can put up with their this and who can celebrate their this and all of those things. Sometimes we think, oh, the grass is greener on the other side. Do you know why? Because that person is watering that grass. In my case, I rushed into something without even knowing what I wanted, and I didn't really study what I got. I didn't know who I was. It's a whole baggage. But now I'm taking all this time. Like, oh, seriously? Since 2011, right? So it's 10 years. But it's not 10 years of just being single because I've been in relationships, But like since 2019, I can't really say I've been in any like real thing. It's just 2 weeks dating, and it's good to be vulnerable, authentic. Look, this is what matters now in life. People, that time when you be like, oh, I don't want people to know my business. Okay, let them know now. When you die, they will know, or whatever. But for me, it's healing, and so I don't have any problem with that. And oh well, my children already know that about me. My first son just told me about the book that it's so interesting and so eye-opening. Thank you, Mama. That's what my son told me about this book, because it's not a very long book. It's 85 pages, right? And yeah, what's the point, right? We all struggle with something. Some people is drugs, some people is shopping addiction, some people is gambling, some people is anything. So my own is relationships, intimate relationships, and I've been through stuff, and I've done that. I've done my soul work, and I keep doing my soul work. And I had a prayer, and I still have that prayer. And sometimes I just ask God, am I nagging you? Are we playing? Or is it not your will for me? Okay. I'm not bargaining with you anymore. Okay. No more playing Russian roulette with you. Do what you want. If your will for me is to just be single and focus on doing this work in your ministry while I am bleeding myself because I don't have somebody to kind of like go back to, at the end of some days, stuff like that, I'm not going to, I cannot even see God to beat him up, and I cannot be crying from today to whenever and stuff like that. But seriously, if I have another opportunity at this, I'm not going to mess it up. Seriously. And I'm going to be praying for this person also, that they be ready for me, for a woman like me, that they know what they are looking for. They'll be praying for it and stuff. It doesn't matter where we meet. Like sometimes they're like, oh wow, but Father, is it going to be on the dating side or in church or at the market or where and stuff? It's not easy. And so I really want to recommend this podcast to you, dear future wifey. I've just watched one episode, and I'm going to watch some more. But the level of openness and vulnerability and transparency, oh my goodness, we still lack this in Cameroon, and I'm doing my part anyway. So that's what I wanted to put out there before start going back to my own house, stuff like that. Wow, Getti Getti no want, wanti no get. Good luck to those of us who are wanti no get. I'm honest, right? I'm there in that category. But by God's grace, who knows? 1,000 days to God is like one day. I keep waiting on the Lord. Please don't mess up what you have. Seriously. If it's not life-threatening, abusive, and all of those things, don't. I spoke with my sister, one of my sisters this morning, who is married and who is all into women's empowerment, and yet she's married and they're going on and stuff. So it's not about being married or single. It's about knowing yourself and empowering yourself, and then not taking the other person for granted, of course. Okay, have a wonderful evening, everybody. God bless us all.